Welcome to Bet Formula. I'm going to show you how we made £720 over the last 6 days betting on the favourite to win a match, and why most other gamblers are dumb, stupid, and, to be honest, should not be betting. Okay, so first let's show you the results before we start ripping into all of the people that basically should never place another football bet in their life. So we started on the 25th and we went all the way to the 30th, which was yesterday. And we made £720 staking £100 per bet, backing the favourite to win the match if the favourite was odds 1.91 or less. Now, we clearly got off to an amazing start on the 25th, 26th, 27th and 29th. We've only one loss over the course of all of these matches. Now, of course, that's fantastic, but we all know that losses will come. And this is why I'm calling people out for being just immature, moronic sports bettors. And this is when it comes to the Sunday. You can clearly see when it comes to the 25th to the 29th, staking £100 per bet, impossible to lose because we had so many winners and only one loss. And the odds range of the winners was quite high. You know, the lowest was 1.93. But we went up to a win at 1.91 and quite a few at 1.85. So great odds to win it. So let's see what happened on this Sunday. Why I'm actually saying to people, you know, you're stupid and you shouldn't place a bet, or potentially you should learn this lesson and maybe you can think better and actually improve just like we did. This is £720 staking only £100 per bet over the course of 6 days. That's massive money. Now, for those of you on a lower bankroll, which most of you will be, let's be honest now, you still would have made £72 staking £10 per bet in 6 days. That is huge. Now, if you clearly see on the actual Sunday, we can see we started off with a loss, and that's Perth Glory. Now, before we get into the Sunday, let's say that you started with, you know, this Sunday bet. You would have been £100 down, staking 100 per bet. That's not great, right? We had a win straight after with the Liverpool match, and that resulted in us being £30 down. Now, in the German match at Frankfurt, we had another loss, which made us 130 down. So we're still down after 3 matches. We had a good win in Denmark, so that gives us £83 profit. So that put us £47 down. So you can clearly see over the course of these 4 matches, we was making up the gains. But in Germany, once again, we had a loss, 0-0. And now we was back to being down, and that was 147. So we was down at our lowest peak here. Now, this is the point. Moronic people start saying, oh, it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Oh, it's no point, there's no point to it. And this is because you guys are not sticking to the effing plan of backing singles at sensible stakes. Okay, we've only down 1.47 units. Now, if you look at the next 3 matches, match in Turkey, winner, £82 down. Match in Israel, winner, only £15 down. If you look at the Stuttgart match in Germany, winner, now with £33 in profit. And the last match of the day or evening was in Bolivia, and it won at odds 1.65, which meant we was £98 in profit, even though we had 3 losing selections and it wasn't a fantastic Sunday. Now let's work this out. Just listen to what I've said. We made profit from the premium Telegram signal, even though it wasn't a fantastic Sunday. And this goes to show why I'm calling people out, because so many people, they come into the free Telegram channel. You can join this by clicking on the links in the comments and description section. They take one loss and maybe they have a win and then another loss, and they get up to the -147, and maybe another loss would have come and they would have been -247, and then they give up and say, oh, it doesn't work. Well, are you moronic? Are you absolutely like a 14-year-old child? To not be able to ride out a few bets is just ridiculous. Yeah, if you would have just rid out the day, you would have been in profit, back in the favourite with our premium Telegram signal. Just backing every selection, you would have been in profit. Now, that's £98 profit for the Sunday. But in total, back in every selection was £720 profit in a week. Yeah, that's absolutely massive. Now you get these people that come along, they see a few losing bets, or they see a losing day or losing 2 days, and they go, oh, it doesn't work. You are the reason this industry has a bad name. It is you people who do not follow the plan. Now, clearly, you're not always going to get on the massive winning run that we had at the beginning. Okay, you might get in on the losing or the slow period. So to actually judge a system or a signal or a betting method or strategy by the low period is idiotic. What we say to people is pretty much, if you're up by the end of a month, then you can see where you are with a system, strategy, or system. We've always tried to aim to not be down at any given point during a week. Okay, this means is we want to be up every week. Even if we break even some weeks, we know that the sensible people can follow the signal and make money like I do. Okay, we know that the morons are always going to walk out after a few losers or a losing day. You people just go away. Nobody has time for you people. You people shouldn't even exist. You should be allowed to place a bet because you're just moronic, and it winds me up something just ridiculous. Yeah, unless you're followed for a full week, a system, a strategy, or a method, you don't know anything. And all these people that think they can pick their selections like our bet formula are just pathetic. This method has over 100,000 matches back tested before it went live, and it's clearly fantastic. It's clearly in profit. It's clearly taken years to develop. So if you think you can just go off, pick a few random selections, and you're going to be able to pull up these results, it's not going to happen for you. Okay, you haven't back tested over 100,000 matches, and this is why we've made this money, and this is why we are going to be profitable, probably on a weekly basis. I'm never going to guarantee that you'll be profitable every day. Okay, because a few more losses could have occurred, and whilst we may have been up during a week, we can't guarantee you win during a day. So if you are thinking of getting involved in the free or the premium Telegram, links in the comments and description section, just remember this: you will not be up every day. There are going to be some days that you absolutely smash the game, and some days that, you know, you lose a bit and you give a bit of the winnings back. Okay, and you just need to remember that. Okay, so if you're willing not to believe that every single bet can win, if you are willing to accept the fact you are going to have a few losing days, then you can profit just like we've done. And if you would have backed every single selection for the favourite to win, odds 1.91, that would have been £720 profit. The interesting thing, we did pot all of Sundays for free in the free Telegram channel for the £98 because we was that confident that it was going to profit. Clearly, it didn't do as well as the start of the week, but obviously where it did actually profit, it was actually still a good example for people to follow. Staking strategy is pretty simple. No more than 5% of your bankroll. 2.5% is probably a more realistic amount if you don't want as much stress. So if you're prepared for the stress, 5% is acceptable. But if you really want to be more sensible and don't have as much stress, 2.5%. What's that in plain English? If you've got a £100 bankroll, you're placing either £5 bets at 5%, or you're placing £2.50 bets at 2.5%. Very, very simple. Even a moronic person can understand this. And if you don't understand this, then you've got no place in the free or the premium Telegram channel. So it's clear that most people sabotage themselves. Okay, we have a winning system. We have a winning premium Telegram channel. Okay, we can provide everybody profit. So now it's up to you to use this data and these predictions to actually profit from our vast experience of testing over 100,000 matches. Now, if you think you can do it yourself, trust me, you can't, because we know we don't have rivals. There are no rivals. There are people that come and go. There are people that talk about this. The only reason we change systems and we change method is because we look to make it easier for people following the premium Telegram channel. You know, second half goals, first half goals, all of that, always all good. But for us, we want to take the time factor so people can have no excuses. These signals are sent 2 hours before a match. They're not sent at the halftime interval. They're not sent in play. They're sent 2 hours before a match, and you place them pre-match. So there is practically no excuse. If you can log into a phone to check, or your computer every 2 hours, you'll never miss a signal. And most of these are European, so you know the kind of times these are going to be coming through. And that's in the evenings, during the week, and on weekends. You know when UK football starts and other leagues start, so it's not complicated. You can actually make this profit pretty much just from weekend football and evening football. You don't pretty much need to get on the weekday afternoon selections during the week. I've added some more leagues today. These were the major leagues, but I'm so confident in the signal now after all of the back testing. There's going to be plenty more signals. This is probably the last time I show the matches like this, pretty much, because there's probably going to be about double, treble, maybe even 4 times the signals coming through in a week. And it gets a bit tedious, but this is a great example. But I will be adding all of the profit up on a daily basis, so you can see how much was won and how much was lost, and also how many selections have won and how many have lost. Just won't be putting the scores and the exact matches, because honestly, it doesn't matter, does it? All that matters is that the numbers add up and you can see the profit or loss at the end of each day. And if you want to get involved, links in the comments and description section. The premium's there, the Telegram's there. All you've got to do is not be moronic. Yeah? If you want to throw the towel in, yeah, just tell yourself, give yourself a week. Just give it 7 days. One of the most important things is starting at the correct stake. If you're unsure, start off at 2.5% of your bankroll. Don't start off at the 5%. Start at 2.5. Warm yourself up for a week or two, and then once you feel confident and once you learn to handle the stress, then you can go in maybe at the 5%. But that is still a high number. Just remember that. I'm just warning you in advance. 2.5% is far better than 5% for stress reasons. So if a few losses come at once at 5%, let's say you get 3 losers in a row, that's 15% of your bank out. You know, and there's no guarantee that the next day is going to make it all up. It could take the whole week before a losing run is basically leveled out to we're in the profit we should be in. So anyway, if you're not a moron, you're welcome to join. And if you're not an idiot, you can easily make money pre-match betting on the favourite. It isn't complicated. Signals are sent 2 hours before and you can back. And if you can't be bothered with any of that, you can just get the video system and create very, very similar signals to what the signal actually pushes out. So we've got it all there for you guys to profit. So in future, there will be more mindset things, because obviously just discussing results is a bit boring. And if anyone's offended, I don't care. I really don't care. If you're giving up after a few losers or a losing day, I fully understand that it's frustrating. And I fully understand that everyone goes, oh, you can't win. But listen to me. You have to give it at least a week. Or what is the point? You may as well not be betting. I'm doing you a favour. I'm not calling you a moron in every aspect of your life. I'm just saying, if you can't hack it for a week, you're moronic better. And this isn't for you. So don't be a moron and go off and do something else. But if you're not a moron, get involved. All the links are in the comments and description section. And, you know, the profit's been amazing after the last 6 days. 720. Great wins in the end on Sunday. 4 winners in a row. Really did turn things around. Even though if we would have been a few hundred down, we still would have been in massive profit for 6 days. Incredible. So yeah, this is all running. Get involved. Make sure to like, subscribe, and push the bell for notifications. And I will be trying to give these result videos with mindset advice on the winning days and the losing days, so you guys don't end up moronic bettors like 95% of the mug punters out there. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching.